Well, we are coming to you from a virtual version of the Pennymores Hidden Library from the book A Magic Place Where Books Fly, Shelves Make Mazes, and Hummingbird Quills Chase Intruders Away. Because intruders shouldn't be in your stuff and they should know where to go. Away. All right. Now, we want to also set the tone here that the Pennymores is more than just a book. It is the beginning of a grand and wonderful community, and we are so happy to have you be a part of it. It's a story about the magic of writing and the power of writing. Early readers have compared it to such lofty books as the Narnia series, Percy Jackson, Harry Potter, etc. Now, Eric, you and Quinn and Parker have been sharing the book with almost for 9 months now, almost a year. How does that feel?
I think it's awesome. I mean, it was really exciting to see it. Like, we've had almost 300 people who are here, have read the book, and have shared feedback along the way. And so we're really grateful for people who have been giving their feedback and helped us out. And this is a community powered book for sure. We're very excited to have everyone be here and be a part of this.
How does it start?
So it started actually with these two saying, Dad, I know you do books. We want to write a book. And it was the pandemic, and we were all kind of like a bedtime story is actually what it was. And so we said, well, why don't we try to make up our own bedtime story? And so January 1, 2021, we sat down and we came up with ideas, and we put like what we wanted and who wanted to be in it, and we came with the villain and we came with the good guys, and we started telling it. And yeah, and we told.
So we wanted a bedtime story, and that's our telling. We were expecting it to be a 2-minute story, but then it turned into a whole entire book, and that's Steve.
That's true. So it started out as a one-night affair, and 6 weeks later, we basically told an entire story. And I was lucky because I transcribed it actually. So I started recording it because I was like, this is kind of magical. And so we literally wrote the first draft as an oral story. We just told it.
Tell me a little bit about the process of going from the oral story into the editing process.
This is the first time I've ever written a novel. And so, I kind of learned with them, and I wanted to involve them along the way.
Yeah.
So really what we did is we started like breaking it apart into smaller pieces and adding feedback. So Quinn actually, the first pass of it was kind of very action oriented. And then Quinn spent a lot of time figuring out her favorite characters. So tell a little bit about how you kind of got each of the Pennymores to have their themes. We read a book over the summer, Lemony Snicket.
Violet is the oldest, and I really liked her. And she's an inventor, and I'm the oldest, and I'm an inventor.
Yeah, so we let the kids each decide what books they like and characters they liked, and sort of use those aspirations. So go for it.
Yes, you in the front.
The middle one was
Klaus.
And he's
a reader, right?
Yeah, he was a reader and really liked studying. And Parker wanted to be kind of like him, but mostly she wanted to be like Twilight Sparkle, the unicorn, who does a lot of studying.
Well, to be fair, who doesn't want to be like Twilight Sparkle?
Exactly right.
It.
Who doesn't?
I do.
And
what's been fun about it, we realized that like there's lots of like book clubs out there, but there's not a lot of writing clubs. And I think even like learning with them about how to think about stories and characters, that was a really big part of it. I mean, even just like, them telling like we want to go on a quest. So we had to learn about how to write a quest versus how to develop bad guys. So I think that was probably the big thing for me. And we're excited actually, because I think part of what we'll be sharing tonight is that we have this cool opportunity for each of the people who are readers to become writers.
So it's only kids allowed, 6 to 14, and
okay. But Quinn, I'm really old. Are you sure I can't join?
Jason can't do it.
Are you sure? Because I'm really old.
But
I really want to write.
There's a grown-up who has to supervise.
That's right. So this is actually this was actually part of the story arc, is we realized that the girls wanted to have a club in the book, which became the Plumes. This became this writing group. For those of you who haven't read it yet, there's a group called the Plumes, and Quinn is part of the Plumes, and Parker are part of the Plumes. I'm not spoiling it. There's no spoilers. Is it spoilers? I don't think any spoilers.
Yes.
No spoilers. Don't worry.
Spoilers. Totally.
No spoilers yet.
Why don't you tell us a little bit about magic writing in the world of the Pennymores? Because I'm going to guess, if I had to venture a guess, I'm going to guess that it has something to do with quills.
Okay. So, You write on anything and you use a quill, but you can write on anything and use a quill, but there's something special. If you want to cast spell, you have to do it on your fingernail.
So you can all try it with us. You hold out your hand like this. Just hold out your palm. Sorry, hold out your palm.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
And then you write on each fingernail with your quill, and then they glow a silver and gold pattern. And whoosh.
Wow.
Yes.
I love that.
And the proceeds for this book are really benefiting an important cause. So we did this to not only learn about writing together in books, but maybe I'll let Quinn tell you, what are we doing with the proceeds from the book?
Well, sending it to Malala
Fund.
Malala Fund. When she was 10 years old, she started writing a blog, and people didn't want her to write, so they told her no, stop writing, and she didn't want to stop, and so they shot her with a gun, and she almost died. And then she wrote a book called I Am Malala. And now people all over the world can read and write and have the same education as all of us do.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
I am really excited that not only have you written something original and creative, but that you're doing something really good with all of that. I think, I mean, that's so cool. I want to also call out is that you had some early readers, some folks in the Plumes secret society, as it were.
Yes.
How would you feel if we brought some of those folks back up on stage to have a conversation about all this?
So everyone we have 3 Plumes ones, but we want to show, we have something special for you Plumes that you don't know yet. We have a special thing that we're going to do for everyone. Everyone who joins the Plumes not only becomes a member of the Plumes, we also have our artist who does something special for you. We are going to turn every one of the Plumes into a character in the Pennymores. So look at this here. Jack, this is your Pennymore character right here. Jack, Order of the Chronicle. Kate, Order of the Enigma. And Ava, we have the Order of the Legend.
Like me.
Just like Quinn right there. So welcome, welcome. Thank you guys so much for being our early readers here. And welcome to the Plumes here.
Okay.
Yeah, totally awesome.
Yeah. So, well, tell me a little bit about what your experience was with the Pennymores when you were reading this book. What resonated for each of you? What was something you found really interesting?
I loved the Enchanted Library. I just thought the books were so alive. I can just imagine myself sitting in there reading for hours and hours at a time. Books just flying in my hands. I read them, they fly back into place. It just feels really cool.
Very cool. Kate, what was one thing about the book that you thought everybody should know about?
Well, I like the way that you don't know who your enemies are until the end, and like you can never fully figure it out, and you're always like cautious of like who to trust and who could be like potentially like dangerous. And so you like don't always know who to go with.
I mean, I like the relationships that the characters have with each other. In the beginning, it seems like the sisters don't have great relationships, but then you learn that they are more connected, and that as the characters grow, and then they become more connected and have a better relationship with each other.
Awesome.
Just like real sisters.
Yeah. Christina wants to know, what is the age group for reading the book?
Probably 4.
4.
At least 5.
At least I think it's probably a read to me book from about 4 to. We've had people who are about 4 to 7 do it a read to me book, and then I'd say probably 7 to 13 really love it. But we've had people who are sort of all the way beyond that one. And for the adults in there, we tried to use some of the Pixar like fun little things where there's like little things that only parents will get along the way too.
Awesome. Our friend Jack wanted to know, is there going to be a sequel? And the answer is a definitive. So are you writing more books about the Pennymores?
I'm not writing them. My dad's writing them.
Yeah, but you're helping, right?
That's right.
My idea. He's running them.
That's right.
My idea. There we go. Are you going to make a movie about this? And I think the answer is an obvious Yeah.
Of course.
Clearly.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. All fingers up.
Oh, and thumbs up. Is that what?
And
So
thumbs
it's
up
like
too,
this.
yes.
Okay.
Yes.
All right. Good.
We
Jack, Evie, and Nora want to know: will there be a guidebook for the world of the Pennymores?
So we do have a website, pennymores.com, and we are already working on maps and quiz questions. So probably in 2 weeks, there'll be a whole bunch of new stuff on the website that'll be out there for you to get more. It is just a placeholder, but we have a whole big world that we're designing there. Yes, Quinn.
There's not just the book you can get in the fingertip. There's like the goggles and the wolf tail and the wolf ears.
So we'll have a store even on it too. So we're gonna have lots of stuff to get really deeply involved in the world.
Eric, how many hours in total do you think you spent actually writing the book?
Oh gosh, I don't like to think about those things because I get sad, but it was a lot. It was, I mean, I think
probably like 1,000 trillion gazillion billion bazillion.
That might
bazillion.
be
I'm not even done yet. Trillion gazillion bazillion.
So
William bazillion gazillion.
All right, hold on. So we do know. So the first version of it to write orally, telling it, we planned every night. We would talk for about 10 to 15 minutes and actually transcribe that one. That got us to the first version. And then there was 6 versions in between then. So some of the people on this call actually saw version number 3 and 4 and 5 until we now have version 6.
Our friend Jake wants to know, where did you get the name Pennymore?
Well, I don't know.
It was one of those things that we were looking for. We didn't have any last name for a long time.
So we just used our real last name.
We used our real last name at first, and that wasn't very memorable or very easy to spell. So what we started doing actually was we said we started thinking of things that were fun and memorable, and we just came up with it. I remember I was actually at breakfast and I said, well, "What do you think of the name Pennymore?" And Quinn's like, "I don't like it." And then then she said later she ate her eggs and she turned to me and said, "Yeah, I kind of like Pennymore." And then she kept saying Pennymore, and then we said it was it. And the title actually was one of our beta readers named Ben and his kids, and we didn't have a title for it, and he said, "My kids every night ask us to read the Pennymores," and he said that should be your title, and that was how we chose this to be the title. We wrote a book about writing to help inspire more people to write, so we'd love you to get involved. And again, if we'll share details about how to donate to schools, but however you can support us in this idea of really that is powerful.
I love that.
We changed into PJs. We had an outfit change. Jason, can you tell?
Yeah, it was. Listen, a good super show isn't complete without a costume change. Quinn, did you have something else you wanted to add?
I'm gonna do magic to make us go away.
Really? Okay, let me get ready. Let's do it.
3, 2, 1.
Did it work?
Well,
I think I'm gone. I'm invisible now.
I'm gone.
Nobody can see me
anymore.
Let's have a little send-off dance party, and remember, all magic is writing, everybody.
Magic is everywhere.
Magic is everywhere.
Thank